Hey, what is up? What is going on, guys? Joe here, Radio 690 ADV. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the podcast, and thanks for stopping in and listening in on our podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe, be part of it. Don't forget our YouTube channel, youtube.com/690ADV. Click subscribe, hit that bell, be part of it. That way you know of all the new videos that are popping up. We have 170 plus, so anyway, on to the podcast. Today we're going to talk about the happiness and the greatness in knowledge. And I don't mean knowing it all and all those things. What I mean is the happiness in learning and knowing what you know and not trying to portray or be more than what you really are, because learning every day is a fantastic thing, especially in motorcycles, because this is a motorcycle podcast, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're not talking about your everyday stuff. We know that everybody has struggles and they have issues and they have all those things, and they have their pitfalls and things that don't happen and go right. Well, motorcycles allow us to push past and have happiness when things are just not going great. But anyway, the awesome part of the learning and the knowledge of motorcycles and knowing what you know and be open to others, to be willing to absorb knowledge from other riders and friends and things like that, especially when you're traveling and stuff like that. It's always great to spark a conversation with somebody that you don't know. Two different motorcycles, and maybe they're riding a bike that you like, and they can give you a bunch of really cool information about that motorcycle, and it allows you to absorb that in. So anytime that you're out, it's always good to learn and to bring in as much knowledge as you can, because it makes you well-rounded and it will help you out somewhere down the road, and you may be able to pass that on to somebody else, and it may help them out in a major, major way. And it could be just something very, very simple. And I'm going to give a scenario of, issues that I've had, and many hours of trying to figure out how to something very simple that stranded us at a Walmart in Durango, Colorado for about 3 hours. And it was something very simple, but you would have never thought that it was simple. And anybody that rides that specific motorcycle, I pass that knowledge on to them every time that I see somebody that's riding one, saying, hey, make sure you check that if this bike never starts. But anyway, the learning and absorbing and getting all the stuff in is a great thing, and especially for the motorcycles that you have and that you ride. Know as much as you can, do as much as you can on that motorcycle, so that way you're very familiar with what you're riding and what that motorcycle has and what its capabilities are and what you can and cannot do to that motorcycle. And it's also good to lean on other riders that are out there that might have that same motorcycle to get information on things that you're trying to learn. I get it all the time with my KTM 690. People will see a part or something that's on my motorcycle, and they will say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about this. What is that? And how difficult was it to put on? And do you think I could do it? Well, the first question is sure, I think anybody can do just about anything that I've ever done to my motorcycle if you're willing to have a little bit of patience and a little bit of time, and you're willing to learn. That's the key. Learning, knowing your abilities and your willingness to take your time to do the job and do it right, because it is your motorcycle, and you definitely want to make sure that you do it right. So, research is king. I've said it a million times. You can never know enough, and I don't know everything. I know a bunch. But with everybody's help, man, I know almost everything that I possibly could ever want to know, because I got people I can lean on. And if I don't know, I don't make it up like I do know, and I don't just go start Googling it. If I don't know, first things I do is I lean on other riders. and other riders that ride the same bike as me. If they don't know, and most of the time they do, then I'll jump into Google and do the research to try to find the answer that I'm looking for. But even Google struggles every once in a while on trying to find you the answer of what you're looking for. But remember, Google makes everybody a genius. So just make sure that you are using resources of other writers before you use the internet, unless that's all you have and you are basically a solo writer and you got to use Facebook, whether it be, I don't like to name drop groups and stuff like that, but some of the motorcycle groups that are out there or some of the forums that are out on the internet, to try to get your answer. And remember, you can always hit me up, and if I can help you out, I'll do everything that I possibly can to help you out. 690adv@gmail.com to get you going. But the kicker is to learn as much as you possibly can on your own until you're stuck. And then when you're stuck, that's when you got to get outside your comfort zone and reach out and ask for help. But when people give you the help, make sure that you absorb it, write it down, and learn from it so that you never have to ask that again, so that you can pass that on to somebody. Because as you're learning, there's a guy or a girl or whoever that will run into you're not the only one that's ever going to have that problem. I promise you that's just not the case. You're always going to have these issues. So learning is just a great thing, and being open-minded, I think, is the key here, because you get on some of these social media places and everybody knows everything. The thing is you may make a post about a problem or something that you're trying to do to your motorcycle, or an issue that you're having, or anything, to change a tire, to, it could be anything, changing out a clutch lever. You're going to get tons of responses. I mean, it's just the way it is, because everybody wants to be the guy to give you the answer to say, well, I help that guy. And that's okay. But you will get a lot of guys that they saw the post and they'll go research it, and they don't really know much about your motorcycle, and they'll give you. So remember, take what you're given and also apply that to your own research to make sure that you're getting the right stuff. You don't want to go, and also listen to multiple writers too. Don't just take the advice from one. Listen to multiple. Reason being is because you can sift through all the different scenarios and setups and solutions to achieve what you want to achieve. The goal is to get the best knowledge to achieve what you need to achieve in the shortest amount of time with the maximum result. So if you can get that, then you have won. I mean, you've just completely won. So, but that's it. Being open-minded and taking in things and wanting to learn is key, because everybody doesn't know everything. And motorcycles, even though they are small engines and, they come in all shapes, flavors, and sizes. It's not like every bike is the exact same. They have a lot of the same characteristics, but they're not the same. So knowing the type of bike that you ride, like, here's in short, I'm probably, if I'm having an engine issue, I'm probably going to listen to a KTM guy versus a Harley guy. Even though that Harley guy has been riding for 50 years, he's probably got great information, but he doesn't know that type of bike that I'm on. If I owned a Harley, man, you bet I'd be all over it. But I will take his information and I will absorb it, and I will try to apply it to whatever, I can for any type of, maybe future scenario, because it's great to learn. Learning is just amazing, especially in something that you're interested in. My wife will tell you, you'll never catch me reading a book, swinging in a hammock, or laying in the tub, or any of that type of stuff, reading a book. She says the internet's my book, and that is my book. But if you go get me a book that is about adventure riding, I'm listening. I'm listening. It has to interest me, and that's with like a lot of people. But some people just will go grab a book just to whatever. It has to be something that I'm deeply interested into, or I just don't care about it. I'd much rather pick it up on the internet and absorb what I want to absorb. And I can also guide what I want to find. I can fine tune it in by using the internet if you know where to do your research. Because remember, research is king. The more you know, the better you're going to be. Don't try to use your knowledge as a tool to be a know-it-all, in short, and to try to look down upon other writers that are new or getting into writing, whether it be a dirt bike, a street bike, a dual sport, enduro, any of that stuff. Take that knowledge and be that guy or that girl and give back, because that's a huge need that we need now. Just helping everybody. It's so awful when you get out there and you make a post or something like that, and it's like, you get like 5 posts on one thing going, hey, I was doing this and blah, blah, blah. And you just get rude comments. Oh, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Yeah, you're going to jack your bike up, or this or that or this, that. Instead of just going, hey, you know what? You might want to think about this, because this could be an issue with what you've done. And let me explain why. But you just don't get that. It just doesn't happen that way. And take 50% of the people that you meet on social media that ride or supposedly ride, they're using the internet as their crutch to give the information. I see it day in, day out. I see it with videos. I see it with stuff that I post when I try to get feedback. I don't make videos so much to get views and stuff like that. I don't really make any money. What I try to do is I try to create conversation, and I try to create topics for things that I think would be very interesting for multiple people to listen to or watch. But more than anything, I'm trying to get comments on if anybody has any knowledge that I don't know about, so that I can learn from it. That's at the end of the day. I make the videos, I make the podcasts, and I have the website with the email and all that stuff, 690adv@gmail.com, for that reason, for people to email me or to comment on the videos on our YouTube channel, because I'm always learning, and by learning from other writers, it's awesome. It's really, really cool, because you just can never learn enough. You're going to learn till the day you die, unless you choose just to block things out because you know everything. And if you think you know everything, stop. That's it. You've finished. You've won. You have made it to the finish line. You've made it to the finish line. There is nothing else you can do. You need to just go and just find a big dark room and lock the door, and that's it. Take a dirt nap. Because you obviously know everything. So the kicker is knowing what you're supposed to know and what you have learned. Give back as much as you can, and always be open-minded on certain things that are out there to broaden your horizons and your knowledge level. And that will make you the greatest rider ever. Because remember, riding motorcycles is more than just putting a key in or kickstarting it and pulling throttle and running down the road. Motorcycles are 360 degrees. It's from how you store it, to how you take care of it, to how you ride it, where do you ride it to what happiness level. There's so many things that go with motorcycles that make them so awesome. People think that the ride is that's it. It's really more than that. To me, it's the ride is the main goal, but all the things that come before the ride, the anticipation, putting on my jacket, putting on my gloves, boots, thinking about going on a trip, doing an oil change. Something just as simple as doing an oil change. To some people, that's difficult, but to others, it's very simple, and it's very relaxing for me to go sit in the 690 garage, do an oil change, rip off a tire, change a tire, put a new tube in, put a new tire on, check the, check the bearings, check the brakes, look over the engine, make sure there's nothing rubbing. I mean, little things like that it's kind of, I don't know. It's a very comfortable feeling. It's like, even though I'm married, it's like having a girlfriend that I don't have to worry about I'm cheating on. But that's really kind of what it's like. Sometimes I just like to go and sit and look at my bike and just think about things that I did or should do or would like to do. And that is self-sustaining in a weird way. But by doing that and finding things and looking at things, the little things that I don't know about, that's when I go in, man. Knowledge. I just go in, I hit the internet, I ask other riders, I'll email people, try to get the most information I possibly can so that I can keep growing my brain around my bike. And there's so many different bikes. If you own a KTM, it's not the same for a Honda. If you own a Honda, it's not the same for a Yamaha. It is to a certain point. That's what makes it so cool, because you can't know everything about all bikes. There's too many different makes, models, CC size. Now, the engines are small engines. I get it. I love working on small engines. They're not the same. That's why they have different motors. The pistons are different. The valves are different. The compression ratios are different. I mean, there's all these different things, and you just can't know everything about everything. That's what makes it so cool, because it's like an endless learning possibility. And that's what makes it fun, because if you love motorcycles as much as I do, you can start today until the day you die, and you're not going to know everything. You're going to know a ton, but you're not going to know everything. So keep your mind open, be helpful, give back when you can. Comment on other videos, because make no mistake, we do get rude comments on our videos and sometimes on our podcasts and stuff like that, saying, oh, you need to get to the point. The kicker is making these videos are not easy. You're in front of the camera, you're trying to come up with something, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to give something back to create a spark to engage and get other riders involved. And that's not easy. I used to be that way. And then once I started the 690 ADV, I really started digging in, and I understand what it takes to create and do these things. And it's nice to give back a little bit to these guys, because they really do try hard. And if you are on, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like the content, just back out of it. Just back out of it and go watch something else if you're not getting what you want out of it. But anyway, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being part of our podcast, and have a great Sunday. Go sit in a hammock, go swing, let the breeze blow in your hair, whatever you want to do. Have a cold beer, a Coke, whatever it is that gets you through the day. That's really what it's all about. Or better yet, just go hug your bike. Even bikes need a hug. So, like I said, give back, do what you can do, and always expand your mind, because that's really what it's all about. And be courteous to other riders, except for those ones that are douchebags. Anyway, hey, I'm Joe, Radio 690 ADV. Thanks for stopping on the podcast. Don't forget, thumbs up. Click that subscribe for our podcast. Don't forget, our podcasts are Sundays and Thursdays, and our videos for YouTube are on Tuesdays and Fridays. So don't forget, subscribe on that too. Click that bell and give us a thumbs up if you would. You guys have a great Sunday. Thanks for stopping in, and happy riding. Find your adventure. 690 out.